now at sams.adhe.edu.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 81 days.
Who gives a damn about LSU? That is a fair ball down the line. Here comes Edmondson. He's being waved home furiously by Nate Thompson, and Arkansas will win it in the 10th inning.
Robinette coming to the plate, just his 7th game of the year. He's made 3 starts. He is 4 out of 12 at the plate this year with a home run. Out to center field. Cruz on the run. He's watching it. Get out of here. 3-run homer. Reese Robinette is 2nd of the year.
Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks fell 2 out of 3 to the LSU Tigers over the weekend. They went into the wee hours of the morning, Saturday morning in 10 innings. LSU wins 5-4. Tigers run-ruled the Hogs. First run-rule loss of the year for the Razorbacks, 13-3 on Saturday. And then facing a series sweep, Arkansas salvages the last game with a 7-4 victory.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
You know, we kind of talked yesterday and following the game on Sunday about having to play LSU. We got to reframe that. We got to rethink about this matchup. They're having to play you. They're having to play Arkansas.
LSU. Yeah.
That's the frame of mind that you need to have heading into this game Saturday night. Yes, they took 2 of 3 earlier this season in Alex Box. First game was really great. Went into the wee hours of the night, as you heard Phil say. Second game, not so much. You took game 3. There's been history with Arkansas and LSU, not just in the postseason, but obviously as SEC opponents for 30-plus years. And it's one of those things where the Razorbacks, if they want to win the College World Series, probably got to win this game on Saturday night. Easier said than done. Zach Root's going to start. Don't have to wait on an announcement to just put 2 and 2 together, kind of like we knew it was going to be a 6 p.m. primetime start on ESPN, which was officially announced yesterday. We have the College World Series bracket ahead of us, and we got a hell of a game headed up Saturday night.
I'm fired up. I mean, I was talking to Scott Tabor, former Razorback, played in these spots, been to Omaha, understands it. He was excited. He called me on my drive home yesterday, and I said, man, I just as a fan, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous, just because you know you're good enough to win. He goes, man, for these kids, they're not nervous. They got to be excited just to be able to go pitch, to be able to go play, to be in this environment. I don't know about you. I got not an overwhelming nervousness, but a twinge of nerves, about what's possible, because you feel like you've got as good a shot as any.
Yeah, and that's one of the topics I wanted to bring up. So I printed out the roster for the 2018 Arkansas College World Series Finals team, and I was just looking up and down. I was kind of recounting like some of the pitchers they had, some of the players they had, the ones that stand out. Heston Kjerstad as a youngin, Casey Martin as a youngin. Funny enough, Luke Bonfield was on that team, who, of course, was just in here this last weekend as the Tennessee assistant coach. You had Blaine Knight, who didn't lose a game all season, took game 1 of the College World Series. You had Cronin. You had Isaiah Campbell as a younger guy before he took over that following season. And so my question is to all of you listening right now at 877-377-6963 here on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Is this team better than that team 6 years ago, or 7 years ago, I should say? Is this Arkansas baseball team, which there's been criticisms, they had that lull, that three series SEC lull, which we know after looking at this league, it's just tough. Is this team up and down better than what you had in 2018? Initially, I think yes. And the reason I say that, and I don't know if they're going to make it all the way to not this next Monday, but the following Monday, which I think is the 19th, if I remember that right. Maybe it's the 21st. Pitching-wise, Blaine Knight was just nails all season. I mean, he did not lose a game for you that year. Unbelievable. That's just, in the SEC, that's unheard of. You look at Zach Root, who again, the most important thing about Zach Root is he won both postseason starts, and he was really pretty much dominant in both those games, and he beat the number one team in the country in Texas. So you hope that continues on. But I think from a hitting standpoint, there's guys that are in the majors, obviously, Tommy, that were on that team I was just talking about. It's a better hitting team than you had in 2018.
Yeah, and, I guess it's been, I was just thinking while you were laying that out, that when's the last time in any of the three major sports we've said, when the dust is settled, Arkansas is perhaps the best team in the SEC? 2018, maybe? When's the last time
21. They won every SEC series in 21.
Yeah, but in the end, when the dust all settled, they weren't there, and other SEC teams were in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you got a chance to kind of be the last man standing, I guess. True king of the mountain, and what really matters. You won all those series. What did that equal to? I mean, in the end, is that what people remember?
Mm-mm.
No. So, I mean, but so, in fact, that year ended, is that the Supers? It ended in the Supers?
Supers NC State. Yep.
NC State, yeah. So, I'm just excited about the possibilities. I hope you're packing for a long time. I hope you're planning to be there a while.
Well, I packed, no joke, for 13 days, I guess. Phil said that he wants to be able to do laundry while he's there, and I don't blame him one bit for that. But I am packing different shirts, different shorts. Got new Rowback shorts yesterday in, which I'm excited about.
Get me some ordered.
Yeah,
so.
But yeah, I packed for 13 days, and I hope that I'm there for 13 days.
All of our coverage of the 2025 College World Series is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. Second location now in Sallisaw, across from the courthouse, to better serve Sequoia and LaFleur counties. Family law, car wreck, slip and fall cases, dog bite cases, and more. MockLegalSolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. By First Star Bank, for all your first, whether it's saving or borrowing or planning, stop in at your local First Star Bank branch. Your hometown banker with all the digital tools. First Star Bank, your hometown bank for all your first. By USA Fireworks. Fireworks season is coming up. Best way to purchase your fireworks show is at wholesale prices. Get more for your money with Arkansas's #1 wholesale fireworks company. If you're interested, go to usafireworks.org. That's usafireworks.org. By Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. They're in Fayetteville. Had some of their barbecue over the weekend. It is outstanding. Nice. Made to order. Visit Rudy's at 4084 MLK Jr. Boulevard in Fayetteville. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time. And by McClarty Daniel, where great service isn't just expected, it's delivered every day, with 6 convenient locations, Bentonville and in Springdale, and a huge selection online. It's never been easier to find your next ride and experience it for yourself at McClartyDaniel.com.
Some text to get to. We are playing some of the best baseball right now heading into Omaha. Momentum is important. That comes from B in Clarksville. Dwight points out that the fielding defense is dominant. It's first or second in the Southeastern Conference and one of the best in all of college baseball. JT Hot Spring says, I don't believe the 2025 starting pitching is as strong as 2018. I would say, and I think Casey Murphy was the set. Yeah, Casey, I think Rogers' kid was the second day guy who got you to a point where you felt like you'd win game 2. So there's probably some truth to that. I would say that, again, it's so important the times that you show up, and Zach has shown up in these postseason appearances as a Razorback, and hopefully that continues. You mentioned your nervousness. Cliff's a little nervous heading into this weekend. I was nervous heading into the Tennessee weekend. He also points out how many games I've attended this year that they've won. I went to the Texas game, and they did win that game.
I've got a new bucket hat. It's got a hog on the front, station logo on the back. It is 5-0.
5-0.
I wore it to all the Texas games and to the Tennessee series, and now the one this weekend. So okay. 5-0. If you're going to Omaha, take along the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
All right, Mitchell and Fort Smith also pointing out that Arkansas is 4th in the country in home runs. Next closest team in the College World Series is Oregon State. and they're 16th. LSU is 19th. LSU, of course, you're playing Saturday night. Oregon State's on the other side of the bracket, and could end up being there. Speaking of the bracket setup, we mentioned Arkansas and LSU 6 o'clock. Coastal Carolina and Arizona will play Friday at 1. Oregon State at Louisville will play Friday at 6. UCLA and Murray State. How about the Racers moving on?
Yeah, I watched them that game with Duke.
And then Arkansas and LSU.
They tried to give it away at the end, but
yeah,
they held on to win.
Well, that is our opening drive this morning. If you missed that game yesterday, it was epic. The Racers moving on to Omaha.
Couple of ground outs since. This is smashed to left. Going back is Albright. He's going to watch it leave. Goodbye. Home run, Luke Mistoni. 2 outs, the 2-2. Ground ball to first. Ball game, Murray State has done it. Upset in Durham. The Racers race on to Omaha.
This is the Morning Rush, and it's time for the opening drive.
So if you win this game Saturday night, you'll play the winner of Murray State and UCLA Monday night at 6. If you lose, you'll play the loser of that game. And again, I don't want to look too beyond LSU because we know how tough and difficult that's going to be. But would you rather play the underdog or UCLA? I don't know much about UCLA baseball tradition. I know about their basketball tradition. You have a team you'd rather play of those two, as they got
the one that won their game.
So you just get in that.
I just want to be on the winners bracket.
In the winner.
I don't really care if it's Murray State or UCLA. I just want to be in the winners bracket. I like your chances for whoever. I like the chances of the team that wins the Arkansas LSU game to make the championship series.
Yeah, and
I think it's the most important game of the first 4.
The SEC streak is on the line. 2019, you've won it every year. Tommy, you have to go all the way back to 2016, the last time that an SEC team wasn't featured in the College World Series final.
And to 19, when it hasn't been 2 SEC teams, which that streak is going to end this year. So.
Because of Arkansas and LSU.
So it's really up to Arkansas and LSU to carry the banner, and one's going to eliminate the other most likely. Well, obviously only one's coming out of there to go to the championship series, but it would imagine, I think the odds are, going into this thing that, those two will play in that sub-region, if you will, or that 4-team bracket. They probably will play at least twice. So,
well, speaking of odds, Arkansas, like they have heading into postseason and after the regional, after the Supers, still find themselves with the best odds to win the College World Series championship at plus 175. LSU directly behind them. You know who's third?
Coastal.
Yeah. Chanticleers.
They are. They're hot right now. They're a dangerous team.
Wow. We bring in our buddy Bruce Stanton here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Pradco Fishing. Bruce, is that surprising that Coastal's the third most likely team, at least in betting odds, to win this whole thing in a couple weeks?
No, they've got a championship tradition. They've got a banner. They've won it before. They play well in the regional. No, that's not surprising. It's a good program.
It's almost a decade since they won that last national championship when they defeated.
16 they won it?
They defeated Virginia back in, I think that was when Brian O'Connor
got red hot again,
Because you had mentioned before.
Portal's going to make stories like this a little more common, like Murray State. Coastal's just not a name we know because they don't have a big football program. It's kind of like Dallas Baptist is really good in baseball.
Yeah.
But no one knows them because they don't have a big-time football or basketball program. So don't sleep on Coastal. They're going to be a handful.
Cliff, by the way, says you should send the bucket half with me.
With you? Okay. Do that.
Coastal had the big Mullets versus Mormons a couple of years ago. Man, their football team's pretty good too.
by the way, I should have mentioned this before we brought Bruce in here. Bruce's voice is a little under the weather because he was screaming and yelling at game 2.
How's YN doing? I was, you were sending me pictures. They had a house divided over there at Stantonville, over there at Casa de Stanton.
Oh, man.
And, the wife being a true Razorback fan in the natural state, and Bruce wasn't such a good weekend for the Orange people. So
Dr. Stanton had a good weekend. And I'll say this, I wore my orange, wore my national championship jersey, and 100% of the Hog fans were very nice to me. I think it was out of respect for her, but a lot of people talked to me and just were extremely nice. I was surprised. And I think Arkansas, the key is if they can just name every first baseman in the tournament Andrew Fisher, I think they'll just find this motivation, and they'll be fine.
What is it about Tennessee? What is it about? I mean, I sat there, same place you sat on Saturday, I sat on Sunday, and grown men, people that looked like they had success in life. I mean, these were not vagrants. Were coming down the aisle, because you said where I was, right behind third base, and just screaming profanities at Tony. And I mean, getting right to the dugout and just yelling through the net. I mean, it's real brave that you run up to a grown man and you yell from one side of the net, just obscenities. But it got so nasty on Sunday at a point that, well, not from about the fourth inning on, they had a police officer posted down there at the bottom. Guess what? No one showed back up anymore. No, everybody's bravery escaped the ballpark all of a sudden. What is it about Tony that brings that kind of behavior out in everybody?
Well, he's a lightning rod. I think he's one of those guys that just he likes being fiery. He wants his players to be fiery. He won the whole thing last year, and even though Arkansas dominated Tennessee hung a banner, and Arkansas hadn't done it yet. So I think there's just a lot of that boiling over. Dave Van Horn's just a little more even keel, a little more, I don't want to say professional, but probably a little more professional. Just Vitello's kind of like Calipari. Everybody hated Calipari until he started coaching Arkansas. Mm-hmm. You take Vitello in a minute in 5 years when DVH goes away because he wins, and he's just got that passion
100%.
for the game. But if he's on the other team, you hate him.
Yeah.
So let's approach that subject since you brought it up. He was just on these airwaves about an hour ago. And, I mean, I saw what he did after the game. I saw what he said in the press conference. I heard what he just said here on ESPN Arkansas on the Chuck and Bo show. Is he, paving a way to come back in 5 years or less than that? I mean, I have no idea what Dave Van Horn in his timeline looks like, Bruce, and whether he's told his family or not, or he has any idea, and maybe a national championship.
You assume he knows when he wants to quit coaching.
And there's some truth to that.
I mean, you're assuming he's got it figured out.
Yeah. But is that, I mean, that's what I've sensed in the last 24 to 48 hours. That's what I picked up. What have you picked up?
I mean, I think at the bottom of his heart, he's gracious. And I think his dad was a coach. He's a coach. And even though he gets in your face and rubs you raw, I think there's a lot of respect between the two. And I don't know if it's positioning. I think Tennessee's giving him all the money he wants. They're giving him the stadium he wants. He has the recruiting budget he wants. And again, I'm a Tennessee fan, so I'm kind of biased, but I don't see that as him paving the way to come to Arkansas. I just think at the end of the day, when all the battle's over and he lost, it's just time to be gracious a little bit.
Well,
and that's what he's doing.
You call it gracious. I'd call it humble, because nothing will make you more humble than the record of 13-2, and that's what his record.
13.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
However you want to look at it, I look at it as 13-2, but that will humble you pretty quick. That hey, you talk some noise, talk some smack, but Daddy Dave owns you 13-2. So,
Bruce, we got a text from
says it all
from Gary here. He's saying that you should send a bag of Yum Dingers with Cam Kojal back to Omaha since he's been fishing. I know they were fishing this past week before this past weekend and everything else. That seems like an easy pitch to get those guys hooked up with some lures.
Well, as a fisherman, that's pretty cool. They're out, fishing Lake Norm and catching bass before the game, and just team bonding, jumping in the water after they beat Tennessee. That's kind of a cool deal. We might have to send some Yum Dingers, and we don't have a Razorback red color. We got a watermelon red. Maybe we need a Kojal clean color or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna guess that Cam knows the watering holes around where he's from. So that's probably
watering holes. That's more your category.
Drinks, okay. Streams,
that's
lakes,
more your deal.
Streams, like I know the watering holes with Omaha.
How about fishing holes?
Fishing holes.
We don't call those watering holes, Todd. Those are fishing holes.
Well, that's why Tommy tells, and you and Tommy tell people about Pridco, and I just kind of stay silent at the end of this segment. That's probably the best way to do it. That being said, they're leaving on Wednesday. I need to ask Phil to confirm time and everything else. They're going to practice somewhere. I'm going to guess they'll practice at that small college in Omaha or a high school locally, and then obviously
all that's prearranged.
Yeah,
so.
You know what was odd, Tommy? You mentioned going back 10 years ago in 2015. I don't think they're doing opening ceremonies on Thursday night. That's not on the schedule, which is weird, and that's usually something I think a lot of fans look forward to and everything else. Maybe they just hadn't put that out yet, but that's
who looks teams that haven't been there before. You think LSU fans care about the opening ceremonies?
I think it's just,
how many Arkansas fans are worried about the opening ceremonies?
They care about Jell-O shots is all they care about.
You know what I care about? Closing ceremonies. That's what I want.
That's it.
I like to get
trophy ceremonies. That's all I want to talk about.
So, Bruce, after this weekend, Arkansas went down to Baton Rouge, lost a tight game 1, blown out game 2, won game 3. You get another crack at these guys. If you're an Arkansas fan, what's your confidence level facing a team that obviously has owned the SEC in terms of titles and College World Series appearances for 4 decades? What are you thinking about this matchup come Saturday night?
Well, I'm thinking if Root throws a one-hitter, albeit he gave up a 2-run homer, but if he throws a one-hitter for 7 innings like he did against Tennessee, and it's different. I mean, you're going to be in Omaha. You're not going to have that overwhelming crowd behind you, but it's a big place. I think if he throws like he did against Tennessee, they're going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to come down to pitching. I mean, and it's pitcher's ballpark, a little bit bigger than what you're used to, a little more comfort. But I was talking before the show with Ty. I think the team that settles their nerves earlier, and I don't care if you're LSU or Arkansas or Murray State or Coastal or any of them up there. When you take the field for the first time and you take the mound for the first time, there's a little bit of nerves, a little bit of nervous energy. And whoever can settle that and not make a mistake while they're trying to work through that is going to probably get off to the right start in their game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think Arkansas and LSU would have quite the nerves of some of those teams.
I think so.
Arkansas's, this is their chance to win a national championship. Hadn't done it yet. That's the pressure. Can you put this team together? Make that 2 out of 3 in the championship series, and hey, bring on Oregon State. Get it back and find a way to get this thing done and hang a banner.
Hey, LearNet.com's the place to go. We kept talking to get to our Pradco Pyramid of Power, but it hadn't changed a lot. So LearNet.com, the place to find all those lures. Take them with you to Omaha. Fish with them here locally. Bruce, that's the place. $35 for all U.S. orders, free shipping.
Yeah, all our eyes are going to be on Lake Tenkiller this week. The Bassmaster elites over there, top fishermen like Jason Christie won the Bassmaster Classic 3 years ago. We're going to be out there on Lake Tenkiller. It's high, flooded, muddy, flowing, and we're going to be watching what they're doing. And however they catch their fish this week, that's how we need to be fishing for bass the rest of the summer. So if you get a chance, go online, bassmaster.com, or head on over to Tahlequah at the casino and watch the weigh-in Saturday and Sunday. But the best bass fishermen in the world will be at Lake Tenkiller for the next week.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Tuesday. We'll know where Arkansas's 2-0, 0-2, 1-1. We'll have a little more idea next week.
All right, go Hogs! I hope it gets you one. Go Thunder! Win the whole dang thing. Let's go.
There you go.
Tomorrow night, back in Indianapolis, or I guess going to Indianapolis for this first game in Gainbridge Fieldhouse of the NBA Finals. When we come back, we're going to get in your Hog update. Arkansas basketball, a report out there who they're playing in New York. We'll get to it next.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Big Sue, we have to love home.
This is The Morning Rush.
I'm
ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mamaw's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, First Star Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. First Star Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firststar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Can you explain the infield fly rule? Neither can I, but I can help you navigate a variety of legal issues, from divorce to personal injury to estate planning. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions, a new law firm offering affordable flat fees with payment plans available. You get an ace at the price of a minor leaguer. Now that sounds like a grand slam to me. Call Mock Legal Solutions for your free consultation. 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Sunday, June 15th is Father's Day, and Jelco Outdoors has hundreds of gifts for those special dads. Special in-store deals on knives by Case, Benchmade, Kershaw, and more. Keep Dad cool with a new cooler by Yeti and Yukon Outfitters. Select hunting and fishing clothing on sale now. New rods, reels, and compound bows would make Dad's Day really special. And Jelco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Jelco Outdoors, your Father's Day gift store. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, Ping G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, so I just got this text. Y'all ready to hear Dave Van Horn's new updated Wikipedia page? Coach Dave Van Horn met his wife, the former Karen Lee, while serving as a graduate assistant at Arkansas. The couple has 2 daughters, Holland and Maria, and 1 son, Tony Vitello. 3 grandchildren. think I butchered
Oh man,
DVH's second. Mariel? How do you Mariel? Any help? No.
Mariel? I
Okay. Mariel. That's my old college try, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, one son, Tony Vitello.
Tony Vitello.
That is currently on, I guess, Dave Van Horn's Wikipedia page. So good start here in your hog update. Did you see? I guess they're not playing in MSG. According to this report from the Houston Chronicle, it's going to be in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where Arkansas will play Houston in basketball on December the 20th.
Okay. I mean, MSG's obviously historic, but if you went last year,
it's a Saturday, by the way.
If you went last year, do you want to go again, MSG, or see Barclays? And it's still New York City. It's still the same fun experience. So, start marking my calendar. That'd be fun.
I just think about like the historical nature in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, no question.
And Boogie, I think Boogie, no, Boogie and DJ were both from New Jersey. I'm blanking on DJ is actually a New Jersey kid. Colton, you might have to help me out with
Boogie
this.
was from New York.
Boogie was from Brooklyn kid. Okay, that's what I thought I had that in my head right. So there's players that Arkansas will be after in that area that they'll have a chance to come watch the Razorbacks in this game. But yeah, it looks like, again, according to this report from the Houston Chronicle, that is going to be the setup for the Razorbacks and the Cougars right before Christmas. So Saturday, that'd be a fun little Christmas trip, kind of like you guys took last year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe going again.
6 p.m. ESPN.
Check my record behind enemy lines.
Yeah, they'll play. Arkansas will play LSU. The Razorbacks have the best odds heading into this College World Series. Heading into this Saturday night. If they win, they'll play at 6 o'clock on Monday. If they lose, they'll play at 1 o'clock on Monday against either the winner of UCLA and Murray State. By the way, Murray State's got a Batesville kid too. What's that kid's name? Connor Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Gage, obviously, Batesville Pioneer, and an opportunity to see another Batesville Pioneer. Maybe play the Razorbacks Monday.
The cradle of baseball in our state, right?
Batesville.
Baseball hotbed.
Oh,
Batesville Pioneer.
Anytime, like when you see kids from Arkansas that are on other teams, obviously I can't help but root for them, but curious to see again the matchup if it ends up playing out. I don't know where he is in the pitching rotation and everything else, but awesome to see Batesville getting some love when it comes to the College World Series. Razorback football got a couple commits yesterday and over the weekend. Blair Irvin, Bentonville High School wide receiver class of 2026, and Dalen Green, 3-star Florida safety. We'll talk with both of those guys with Richard Davenport tomorrow on get some more in-depth perspective on two of those guys. They're starting to fill out that recruiting class for 2026.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about success, I guess, at least for the baseball recruiting standpoint. They're going to be like Alabama used to talk about day after. You got to get after it in the portal and recruiting. You fall behind. So
it is pretty wild how much recruiting they have to do, even in the midst of during postseason football, basketball, baseball. That's when it happens. All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Tuesday morning. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, it's National Iced Tea Day. Sweet, unsweet, half and half, or an Arnold Palmer. Which of the four are you guys going with?
Unsweet with a pink packet of Sweet and Low.
Okay. Colton?
Sweet. Fill it with sugar.
Okay. I'm not a fan of iced tea, and I don't know if that's probably a hot take considering my mac and cheese and
don't like sweet tea, doesn't like mac and cheese
or popcorn.
What country were you born in?
United States of America.
Doesn't sound like
Arkansas,
it at all.
Some hospital in Little Rock that I can't remember.
So.
Somewhere in a Little Rock hospital. Let's ask our buddy David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi. David, sweet tea, unsweet tea, Arnold Palmer, half and half, or none, like me.
Ty, are you like intentionally just playing the contrarian
No,
in every one of these situations, or is this just kind of who you are?
That's just who I am. For better, for worse.
Worse.
You know what? Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
I actually dig the Arnold Palmer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you go lemonade with the unsweet tea, it's just the perfect mixture of sweetness.
Yeah, man, that works. I dig that. Yeah.
An unsweet Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, you might have to start stocking those up at Rath Mitsubishi. I know you guys are stocked up with hail sale deals right now. Plus, you got some new inventory coming in as well, David.
We've been hustling like crazy. Yeah, the hail sale has been really good. We sold a lot of cars off that kind of toward the back of last month, and the first part of this month is still kind of rolling. And so I'm buying pre-owned vehicles as hard and fast as I can. A lot of folks just bringing them in here locally, buying a lot of cars locally. And that's the best stuff, man. I mean, and that's really what I'm leaning on. You know, folks that just have an extra car that they're trying to get rid of, or, you know, people that maybe they've already found something. You know, even if you've already found a vehicle you like, if you just kind of want a second opinion on your trade-in, I don't get beat very often on that. So we've had a few people come in and sell us their vehicles, and they've already found something, and that's great too. So, yeah, we're working really hard on that. I'm actually probably spending the bulk of the day today just running around the lot taking pictures because we got a lot of stock photos floating around right now, just trying to get caught up.
Well, check out their Facebook at Rath Mitsubishi and come by and see David in Springdale. David, have a good rest of your week. I'll let you get back to work.
You too, man.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe?
Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
Protect what matters most with the Fenceman. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fenceman's got Fort Smith covered. The Fenceman has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fenceman. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just be honest with you.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ty Richardson for Eastside Liquor, your number one stop for the Hogs Run to Omaha. Every watch party, every event, they can take care of you at Eastside Liquor. Need your favorite beer or seltzer for the Hog Pen? They've got it all at Eastside Liquor. Stop by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Did I mention it's lake season 2? Regardless of the lake that you spend your summer, the only place you gotta stop before is Eastside Liquor.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey, Tuesday's just a great day to stop by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I know everyone thinks tacos on Tuesday, Brooklyn, but you guys have taco pizzas on special as well, plus some special drink prices on Mexican beers.
Yes, we have our $1 off Mexican imports, $2 off margaritas, $1 off when wearing a Papa's t-shirt.
How many Papa's Pub t-shirts do you have?
Quite a bit right now in stock.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, I want you to think through this one before you just snap with an answer, all right? This is a little heavier question today. Arkansas, LSU, 6 o'clock Saturday night. Is this the biggest baseball game in the program since 2018 in Game 3 of the championship series? And I say that because it sure looks like a win here puts you on the path to something, you know, of high potential. With this team, with the bracket the way it's setting up, the way it seems very Arkansas and LSU 1 and 2 in a lot of people's estimates. I mean, you talked about the odds. Mm-hmm. Guys, is this the biggest baseball game you have played since the championship series in 2018 on Saturday night against LSU? When you play this Saturday night against LSU?
I thought about it because we talked about it yesterday, and I would say no. The fact that like you took it to a Game 3 and you felt like you should have been beyond that in 2021, that would have sent you obviously to Omaha, which is bigger than or lesser than you are now. Right. Also in 2022, I mean, if you beat Ole Miss in that, I mean, it was a pitcher duel between Nolan, I forget the other kid that was pitching for Ole Miss. I mean, you win that game, you're in the championship series.
Right.
So I would point to those two games in that time.
But it feels like to me, and here's why I believe it is. It feels like to me if you don't win Saturday night, you're not going to make the championship round. And I think that's true for LSU and it's true for Arkansas. Now, I may be wrong, proven wrong on that before it's over. But it sure feels that way going in. That this game is, I don't want to say it's the entire tournament because that's overstating it. But it feels like your odds of making the championship round if you lose Saturday night are about 15%. So, you know, with this team and what you expect, I think that's it. What do you think out there? Lewis Automotive Group hotline open for your text, 877-377-6963. Colton, am I putting too much importance on this one game?
No, Tommy, I'm with you. I really think that just if you throw out all fact and logic, I realize that they were on the doorstep in 2022, and you thought that in 21 you really had the squad and the shutdown closer with Kevin Kopps to be able to really slam the door on anybody. But I do think that the emotions and the emotional high that we're on right now, knowing that this is probably his most talented team, knowing that the window is getting a little bit shorter for everybody to go win one for Dave, and also just knowing that the window is closing on how college baseball looks. I mean, we talked about it yesterday and during the postgame. I mean, what? 95% of the lineup, the production this year has been from transfer players. So that's a new thing. And with things changing in college baseball, I don't know how much longer we're going to be seeing Dave Van Horn as a coach for the Razorbacks, but he's still engaged right now. He still wants to win. And Tommy, I think that you said it, the importance of that first game because of the fact that the bracket could set up so perfectly for you with a little bit easier competition the rest of the way. I do think that this is probably the biggest game that we've watched in a long time. It certainly feels like the game on Saturday night is going to have a lot of Razorback baseball fans tuned in.
JT in Hot Springs also points to the 2022 loss to Ole Miss as being the biggest game. I completely wholeheartedly agree with how much the chance of them making it to the finals decrease if they lose to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's entirely out of the realm of possibility based on the talent of this team. I just think that the fact that literally one game, a few plays. I mean, there was a ball that got by. I can't remember if Stovall was playing first in 22 or not, but there was like a play or two in that game that if Arkansas had made, they would have been in the finals and they would have just drilled Oklahoma like Ole Miss did. I wholeheartedly believe that they got by Ole Miss, but they lost, and now they're still championless. But I can't get over that game.
All right, is this the biggest game on Saturday night? Arkansas and LSU, is it the biggest game they played since the 2018 championship series? Got some mixed opinions coming in. You can call us as well. That's the Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
Yes, and Cart Pass Social has an event this upcoming Saturday, free family golf day with First Tee of Northwest Arkansas. Kids ages 4 to 14 can come hang out with their friends and family from 9 to 11 a.m. They can decorate their own golf ball. The parents can decorate their own golf gloves. They've got a free golf club decorating station. And it's just a fun way to hang out. Cart Pass Social is an awesome place. My buddies, Nate Garahan, Christian Olson, co-own it together, do a fantastic job. These are two Rogers guys that I've known for about a decade now. And they have put a lot of time, energy, and effort here at Cart Pass Social in Northwest Arkansas. Go to cartpasssocial.com to sign up for the free family golf day with First Tee in Northwest Arkansas this Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. That's Cart Pass Social. You pay per bay. It's BYOB always at Cart Pass Social. Kevin and Rogers wants to chime in on this question here on a Tuesday morning. Kevin, what's your thoughts to Tommy's Morning Rush Daily question with it being could it be the biggest and most pivotal game that Arkansas's played since 2018?
Hey, Tommy, Ty, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, man.
Pretty big deal.
What do you think?
Hey, it's no question. I mean, I've said all year I felt like LSU and Arkansas was the top two teams in the league. Nothing against Texas. It's just the bottom line is the schedule was totally set up differently, and we saw what Texas. So it's definitely, we were at the game in 18. So, yeah, it was it's not going this year, but it was a big deal. And it's definitely the biggest in my view. I will say this, and I've said this before, and Tommy, you've commented on it. The NCAA got what they wanted. I mean, they misseeded LSU purposely. I truly believe that. You can't tell me that they were a 5 seed or whatever they were.
6.
They were playing, arguably next to us. Those are the top 2 teams in this league, in my opinion, all year long. The most consistent. Yeah, each team had kind of a lull, but the schedule they played.
Well, Vanderbilt messed everything up. Vanderbilt got hot and won the SEC tournament. The thing with Vandy is their RPI was right at the top. So committee was, I don't want to say handcuffed, but SEC tournament champion and top RPI. They had to pretty much give them that spot.
Kevin, let me just present you an opposing view. Do you think the NCAA and the baseball overlords would rather have Arkansas and LSU play in their championship series or this game come Saturday night? We're having the champion series, right?
Yeah, they don't want 2 SEC teams playing in the championship game. That's why they set it up.
Well, no, see, I disagree with that. There's a reason that Arkansas and LSU are playing primetime instead of Murray State and UCLA.
Guys, college baseball is still a regional sport.
It
is not. This is not something people in New York City are going to stop and watch.
I'll say this: look up and down the College World Series participating teams this year. I mean, you got an old Pac-12, you got Pac-12, you got a Sun Belt.
That's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually for the first time in a while a non-ACC SEC College World Series, which is. I mean,
but does that mean the country's going to tune in to watch?
No, I mean, it's just, yeah.
At the end of the day, we talk about Cinderella, but we like Goliath more than we like David, and ratings prove that out. We like brand names in sports, and the ratings prove that out. Kevin, thanks for the call. Your calls are welcome. Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. But, from the standpoint of what weighs in the balance and the fact that I think this is clearly the tougher of the two 4-team regionals, if you will. That's essentially what it is. Two regionals, and the winners of those regionals play each other. Arkansas and LSU, I mean, that's Goliath on Goliath Saturday night. I think it's the biggest game you played since 2018 because I think if you don't win that, whoever the loser of that game is, probably isn't going to play for the national title. Just can't see it happening.
Yeah, it's a tough road. I know that you as an Arkansas fan are probably disappointed that you had to play LSU in this first game. You were probably going to have to play them regardless, so maybe you can look at it as, well, if we get the win out of the way now, then we won't be as nervous maybe in a College World Series final or a later game in Omaha if it was going to get to it. I mean,
perhaps.
That's how I look at it. I mean, you're going to have to play these guys regardless. Might as well get out of the way.
Hey, it's Taco Tuesday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. $1 tacos all day long today. You can enjoy crunchy beef or chicken tacos at lunch or dinner. Get those sides. They do these grilled vegetables at Joe's. Have you had those over there? And I'm not talking about the fajita vegetables. It's like squash and zucchini, and they put them on the grill. Rice and beans are great. I'm going to tell you that those vegetables they do over there are incredibly good. So try that out. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps, where it's Taco Tuesday.
I want to step back from the baseball conversation just for a bit. Tom Murphy's going to join us here in about 15 minutes. We'll obviously get back into it with him. We didn't get to this yesterday. The House settlement coming down was a $2.6 billion being awarded. It's kind of fun, or 2.8, I should say. $20.5 million per school. It's kind of funny, Tommy. On this day, USC was handed out the 4 years of probation and a 2-year bowl ban for stuff that is now legal nowadays. Bush got his Heisman Trophy back and everything else. When I think about this and I think about how this is going to pan out, I remember leading up to 2021, which I also believe the NIL came into effect July 1st, because I remember like Trey Knox and Burks and some other guys tweeting out some stuff leading up to that, and then it panned out. How much is it? Like, is this a help or hurt for Arkansas? Because I've heard it argued both ways, and I'm still trying to figure out if I think this is going to help the football team or hurt the football team when it comes to the revenue share. Because that's the only thing I really.
I'll be interested, because the league is, there were some discussions in Destin about, do you mandate the percentages that have to be applied per sport? If you don't keep a level playing field, and boy, Kentucky was screaming about that, because if you said 65 or 70% football across the board and 15% for men's basketball, Kentucky's having a fit over that, right? Mm-hmm. But that's the only way you're going to, if you're interested in everybody starting at the same starting line and not having an edge, then you've got to have some standardization of how the money's spent.
Well, it's also the not just the men's basketball and baseball, but it's the women's sports. And let's be honest, the female sports on this campus,
they do well.
They're better than the male sports.
Well, the outcomes are better, but the finances of them aren't. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is about money. This is about finances. Hey, if you're planning a trip to Northwest Arkansas, if you live outside of our area here in Benton, Washington County, the Inn at the Mill is the place to go. We have enjoyed our stays there. Big oversized suites, great breakfast to start the day. Convenient location, just off exit 69 at the Johnson exit. Makes it easy in and out, going to the campus, going north to the AMP. A lot of good concerts going on right now. Crystal Bridges, shopping, great food nearby. It's all right there. The Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
We'll get Tom Murphy's perspective coming up on this upcoming matchup with the LSU Tigers this Saturday night at 6 p.m. on ESPN. Hour 2 of the Morning Rush rolls on next.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in supporting growing communities. That's why we're committed to putting home ownership within reach. Whether it's your first home, a fixer-upper, or your forever home, we have a variety of loan options to help make your dream home a reality. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe. Equal housing lender.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit FamilyDentalPractice.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Luxury is having nothing to do but decide between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. A classic $5 box or an indulgent $7 box. Or the adventurous $9 box. Okay, I'll do the $7. I mean, 9. 5, 7. Wait, what am I doing? This choice is yours. Whichever you choose, get Lux for less with a $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be in the middle to upper 80s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight, low to mid 60s. Wednesday, returning to sun, upper 80s, and we'll see some showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 81 days.
Who gives a damn about LSU? They can't. That is a fair ball down the line. Here comes Edmondson. He's being waved home furiously by Nate Thompson, and Arkansas will win it in the 10th inning.
Robinette coming to the plate, just his 7th game of the year. He's made 3 starts. He is 4 out of 12 at the plate this year with a home run. Out to center field. Cruz on the run. He's watching it. Get out of here. 3-run homer. Reese Robinette is 2nd of the year.
Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks fell 2 out of 3 to the LSU Tigers over the weekend. They win into the wee hours of the morning, Saturday morning in 10 innings. LSU wins 5-4. Tigers run ruled the Hawks. First run rule loss of the year for the Razorbacks, 13-3 on Saturday. And then facing a series sweep, Arkansas salvages the last game with a 7-4 victory.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
You know, one thing we haven't done since postseason began, and really in the latter half of the regular season, is give credit to Nate Thompson, who they were not a good hitting team last year. That was a clear weakness. You wondered about it heading into postseason, and it came back to bite them in the you-know-what. This year, though, I know they haven't exploded for double-digit home runs in every single game, but hitting has not been an issue thus far, as evidenced by the 5 postseason wins that you have since postseason actually began. Doesn't really start in Hoover. It started in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And listen, Dave was pretty adamant about earlier in the year.
Our offense is pretty special if you haven't figured it out yet. I'll just say that. By the way, our hitting coach, he's pretty good.
Hopefully that keeps up in Omaha, Nebraska starting on Saturday. I do wonder, they are going to have to not reconfigure, but with it being a bigger ballpark, they'll have to adjust some things. They'll have to change some things. We saw a little small ball in the regional, didn't see as much in the supers, but how they go about that is something I'm going to monitor heading into this Saturday night against LSU.
6 o'clock against LSU. We'll have the game for you right here on most of these ESPN Arkansas stations, and you can follow along in the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Getting the pool ready for the summer. Get the pool in the backyard. You've opened it up, and it's not quite crystal clear. See the team at Burton Pools and Spas. They have everything you need, and we go to Burton's once or twice a week to get the water checked, to get the expert advice. They have the top brands like Pool Life and Baquasil. So you can stop in and get that water tested and get your test score absolutely free. And you can save up to $70 in Pool Life and Baquasil rebates right now and grab your summer discounts. So keep your pool clear, clean, and swimmable all summer long with Burton Pools and Spas. They're in Fort Smith, Springdale, Greenland, and in Hot Springs. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life. Online at burtonpools.com.
I got a question. I want to play this folk music. As I ask you this question.
Folk
music. Yeah, folk music.
roads must a man walk down?
What is the most boring state to drive in? Because Nebraska has to be up there. We're going to be
You don't
making
drive much in Nebraska.
Yeah, you pretty much.
I mean, it's on the Iowa line.
But
Omaha.
I went back. Like I went to Lincoln back in what would have that been 2015. I've driven through Nebraska and other parts.
But Lincoln's not. I mean, Lincoln's an hour from. I mean,
yeah. But I had
you're on the extreme eastern edge of Nebraska when you go to Omaha.
So the states I had jotted down, and I want some feedback on this in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963.
Do you want personal experience? Or the ones you think might be.
Well, I these are personal because I've been through them. But
Okay.
give me the ones you think and give me the personal. I had down Kansas. I know Kansas
Yeah, I've
City's
done that.
there, but not a
You
lot.
drive across Kansas going to Colorado. It's pretty boring.
I don't like Mississippi. To me, is not that great either. I had Iowa down as
Let me tell you the worst drive.
Okay,
Dallas to Lubbock. If you ever drove Dallas to Lubbock, that is like driving on the moon, man. There is nothing going on out there.
I've done Dallas to Waco and Dallas to Austin.
Oh,
Lubbock. When did they play?
I don't know. We did that once. We drove to see my aunt who lived at the time in Plainview, Texas. It's up around Lubbock and the Panhandle. Dallas to the Panhandle is just brutal.
Okay.
And you can drive all day. I mean, drive and still not get out of Texas.
Okay. Well, I know a guy that's done some driving in his life is our friend Tom Murphy, who now joins us courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, you've been on a lot of trips over the years with the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. What's the state that's the worst in terms of driving?
Oh, good morning, y'all. Yeah, I'm driving right now, as a matter of fact. Just had an appointment. Driving across Mississippi, but at least there's a lot of stops. Like Tommy just pointed out, when you're driving in West Texas, which I've done, we went Amarillo to Lubbock, which is only about, I think it was an hour or 2 hours. I can't remember. Yeah, but Palo Duro Canyon was there, so that was pretty neat. Bob and I went there a few years ago for the game in 2014 at Texas Tech. So, yeah, I would say West Texas is pretty dismal.
I'm going to tell you, get outside of Vegas and Nevada going
That's
north.
what Tanner or Dave and Gentry says. Nevada. He says it's certified. Can't say that word that he texted in. I think Tom, you and Tommy described this to me. You know how there's Western movies and you see like a tumbleweed go by or someone. That's how I picture your drive to Lubbock. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah.
Like just not like no gas station for 75 miles.
No service for 350 miles.
Jeez,
hope you have a full tank.
Lee from Springdale says Joplin to Wichita is boring. JT says El Paso to Dallas. Kansas is terrible. Eastern Oklahoma is terrible. Michael says Iowa is the worst state, though. So we're getting some good feedback on this.
Iowa's not. I don't remember Iowa as being terrible.
I like Des Moines. Des Moines was awesome. We went 2 years ago. That was a great time. But yeah, there was some.
I haven't been to South Dakota, but I would imagine there's not much to see outside of the cities in South Dakota or North Dakota.
Clay's been out there. Maybe we can ask him about that. Well, Tom, enough tomfoolery. Obviously, people are interested in what's going to happen Saturday night between the Tigers and the Razorbacks. My thing is like, if Zach Root pitches anything like he has in postseason thus far, you're going to win the game. Like, he was awesome in the regional. He was awesome in the supers. I know those were both at home. But is that like the strongest selling point for this baseball team right now is your ace that you're going to see on Saturday night?
Yeah, because Gage Wood couldn't command his curveball, Sunday. So he's your game two guy, ostensibly. Jimenez didn't work out really as a starter, I wouldn't say. So who's going to start a potential game three? I mean, are they going to have a designated bullpen guy? I mean, you think you could get 3, 4, 5 innings out of a guy like Gackle or Jimenez or some others if they're effective. But which one of those guys is going to start? I mean, could you actually put a Ben Bybee in a starting role, particularly if you get in the loser's bracket and have to play a lot of games? So the good thing is I think they've got a lot of arms, a lot of options. But, yeah, if Root can give them – and here's the thing, they didn't exactly tear Cade Anderson up, but they did have a lead on him in the 6th or 7th inning in the game one in Baton Rouge before they scored a couple off Jimenez down there. And Jimenez has not been super sharp since that game. That's another topic. But, yeah, if they can win game one, obviously it's a huge, huge deal to be 1-0, particularly because LSU has never lost to Arkansas in Omaha. I think it's 3-0.
It was so two of those games came in 2009. When was do you know off the top of your head the other game, the other matchup?
And I looked it up Sunday when it looked like the game was in hand. I don't remember the exact year. It could have been 12. It was just it was more recent. It wasn't like the 80s World Series appearance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't remember.
So we were talking earlier, and you've kind of talked around some of the points of the game, but our Morning Rush daily question was, is this the biggest game for Arkansas's baseball program since the 2018 championship series? And we talked about the Ole Miss game in 22, but Tom, this thing has the feel that whoever loses this Arkansas LSU game, you got like maybe a 15% chance of making the final still, maybe less than that. That's why this game seems so important, so paramount Saturday night at 6 that I don't want to say it's not winner take all, but it's, man, losers going to have a hard time coming back from that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the winner is probably the favorite to win the College World Series.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
They're the highest two seeds. I wouldn't doubt. I haven't seen what the odds are, but for Arkansas to be the favorite and LSU to be the number 2 favorite, and so the winner of that game is in the best position. You don't have to go as deep into your pitching and all those things that come with it, or feel that pressure. The way Arkansas is hitting right now, up and down the lineup, I like their chances, and they're certainly a sentimental favorite, I would say, around the country for Dave Van Horn to get that first one. I mean, LSU just won it a couple years ago, and they're used to that. So in terms of like the historic, dripping with tradition, LSU's got that on Arkansas. But how does that translate to the current roster? I wouldn't say very much at all. So Arkansas is playing with a lot. There's a lot of motivation. You heard Charles Davalon say, we really want to win this natty for Coach Van Horn. He certainly, his career is obviously a Hall of Fame career as it stands, but to get this would be, that crowning achievement that would really, cement everything.
Tom, are we making too much of what's happened the last week or so between the soundbite with him and Ed Service saying I'm not too far behind you, to his emotional state following the Game 2 win over Tennessee, to Davalon saying that? I mean, Tony Vitello is going on, not an apology to her, but he was on our airwaves this morning on Chuck and Bo. He made sure to give Arkansas fans and DVH credit in the postgame. I mean, how close is the end to Dave Van Horn's regime and tenure, in your opinion?
I hesitate to speculate on how close, but if he were to get a championship, it would make, I think, mentally for him, it'd make it a lot easier. Like, and I could rest now because you could feel like his first emotion. Someone asked him, "What were you feeling when you got the water bath?" And the emotion was relief because they'd lost 2 home regionals in a row, and so they took care of business at home like you're supposed to when you're the number 3 national seed, and they got it done. And so I think if they were to win one, certainly who he's recruited now, I mean, you want to keep coaching, I would think. But if they were not to win it this year, I think there's still a ton of motivation for him to come back yet again. So I don't know.
All right, so let's peel that onion back another layer or two. Was the emotion and the outpouring, we saw the excitement and the relief of getting to the College World Series, or finally getting it done again in front of the home fans and not losing in the regional, not losing like they did to NC State in the Super? What was the bigger monkey on the back, going into to this past weekend for Dave? Was it the home losses in recent years, or just the overall pressure of trying to finally win a national championship?
Yeah, that's a great question. You'd have to obviously get into his mind to get the answer to that one. But in that moment, he said that relief because they had lost a couple at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, but obviously he knows they've been so close to Pop Fly in 2018. He knows how close his team has been, how great that 2018 team was. And the 21 team, to be honest, it didn't make it. So,
and the 22 team the 22 team, I'm sorry to interrupt. If you get past Ole Miss, you got to like your odds against Oklahoma. So, it just feels like you've knocked on the door. Maybe this is the year it finally opens.
You're right, Tommy. And what a great game that was. The finals in their bracket against Ole Miss. The Connor Nolan made a great start.
Yeah.
But the DeLucia guy, I can't think of his name right now specifically. Dave DeLucia, something like that. Was just not going to get scored on that day the way it looked. So you're right. They've been so close so many times. They've had so many good teams, so much great recruiting, especially since they made the comeback after 2016, that maybe they're right. Maybe this is their time.
Dylan DeLucia was a thorn in Arkansas' side that day. But like you said, it was a really good pitching battle. Tom, my whole take, by the way, we're talking with Tom Murphy on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, of course, writes with Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. It's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. My take is this on this LSU game. You're going to have to play these guys regardless, right? Like, it's inevitable that Arkansas would play LSU probably in Omaha, whether in the championship series or as we're getting this game first thing on Saturday. If you look at the side of the bracket Arkansas is on, though, like, while it's hard to overlook that LSU game, overall, though, I think it's easier. And not that UCLA or Murray State are bad teams, but between Oregon State, Coastal's won championships, Arizona, and Louisville, frankly, I think overall I'd rather be on this side of the bracket and having a chance to knock off LSU early this Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ideal situation would be beat LSU and then have them get upset in the other game, in the losers bracket game. I don't know if that's going to happen, but not have to play them again. But, I mean, the depth of Arkansas's pitching and the fact that they've got a really nice lineup, 1 through 9, they're going to be in any game, especially if the Lloyd brothers get it back going. I mean, I know Vahiva hit a home run against Creighton, but he just hasn't been quite the same. He's been chasing a little bit more. If he hadn't got hit by that pitch, who knows how that at bat would have ended that led to the Maxwell Grand Slam. And Cahillo is in a slump. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I know he had a couple of hits, but, one of them was a chopper on the infield that stayed fair, and, he had another soft single, but he's in a slump. But other than that, 1 through 9, they're hitting pretty doggone well. So I agree with you. I think all in all, this side of the bracket is more navigable, and the other one's got some tougher, more tournament-tested teams.
You mentioned just the lineup. So 8 of the 9 guys got on base in Game 2. Ryder was the only one that didn't get on. He had a good Game 1. So, that's the strength of this baseball team. Tom, we were looking back at the 2018 team that obviously made it all the way to the College World Series final. I think there's an argument to be made that the starting pitching is better between Murphy, Blaine Knight, Zayday. But when you look at the overall aspects of that 2018 team versus this team, and I know they haven't made it to that finals just yet, but would you say this team is overall better than 7 years ago?
Well, Dave Van Horn says it is, and obviously I think at least 6 through 9 in the order, this team's got more pop and more hitting for average. That's the thing. Somebody like Justin Thomas has hit big home runs. Brent Iredale, to me, is the big mystery deal. He wasn't totally on fire, but he's hitting in the 7 hole, and he's a guy who was your cleanup, big time run producer early in the season who carried them, as Dave said. So if he can find a way to get it rolling again, they're just really, really dangerous. They're just not any guy you can relax on, maybe not throw your best pitch to and still get them out. And so, yeah, I think the depth of Arkansas's hitting lineup is what separates them from some of especially the 15 and 12 teams. But the 18 team was a very powerful team. It had a lot of depth in it, and I think you're right. Between Knight, Murphy, and Campbell, probably a better, at least frontline starter group, but maybe more depth to this pitching staff.
Tom, don't have much time, but I want to change directions completely before you go. House settlements done, $2.8 billion or whatever, and there's going to be some back pay, but essentially $25 million a year for the schools we discuss that are going to have revenue sharing. Just any thoughts as you've read through this, and any surprises to you in what is now going to be the norm in college athletics?
Yeah, that's you're right. That's what I talked to with Hunter Yurachek on Saturday. He wasn't really surprised by anything other than the fact that they released it on Friday at 5:00, which is the cliche news dump time where they don't want it to be publicized so much. It was really kind of strange that it happened on that day. And Tony Vitello called it a joke at the regional. But, no, I mean, I'm glad it's happened. It's cool that athletes are going to be compensated. Hunter was real big on the fact that it's going to control the market more than what's been going on lately. There were a lot of guys who wanted to sign maybe above their value, pressure schools into getting them above their value here at the 11th hour before everything got enacted, and you have to go through a clearinghouse to kind of settle your worth. So it's going to be a wild, brand new day. I hope it balances things out. I'm not sold on the fact that it will, but I would like to think that it's going to balance things out. And, the teams that are toward the bottom of the SEC and revenue and all that have a better chance going forward.
And we'll see if I never trust any of these setups are going to help Arkansas. I always just assume that the rich will get richer. You just assume the worst. Tom, always great to talk to you. You going to Omaha for Saturday?
No, our new guy, man. I just moved and still kind of getting over the health thing, so I think it's better for me to stay in town and watch things from here.
All right. Well, always got a good view on the couch. Always got a great angle on the game. So, Tom,
outstanding.
We'll catch up again Thursday, and we'll be a couple days closer to Arkansas and LSU in the College World Series.
Absolutely. Y'all have fun in Omaha. See ya.
All right, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat, Gazette, Whole Hog Sports with us. It's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Ty, we got to get to Melbourne and try the Big Daddy Burger at Johnson's Country Cooking. They were named Arkansas's best burger, over 2,100 nominations, as the Arkansas Beef Council tried to figure out who has the best burger in the state, and it's in Melbourne, Arkansas. So check that out, and you can find it on their Facebook page. Just search Arkansas Beef Council, and that'll be a fun trip over there. And go by Townsend Spice, go get a burger, go back to it's only about 45 minutes from my place up on the North Fork. So that'd be a good day trip one day this summer. Arkansas Beef Council, not only do the farmers and the ranchers and the veterinarians take great care of the cattle on those farms, they care for them year round, 365. The moms of those babies know that animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more beef. It's what's for dinner. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council and beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
You mentioned spice. It's National Herb and Spices Day.
Well, Townsend Spice is the place to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. What is your go? Like on a burger, do you put anything at all?
Salt, pepper, garlic, generally on beef. I'm going to tell you, the CJ's Butcher Boy, my wife, I've got to make a stop up there tomorrow and get some more of that. We're out, and that's her favorite. That's her go-to for everything.
I'm almost out of mine, so I also need to grab a stuff of that. Chuck's told the great story before about the late Paul Eels and Keith Jackson, the Tony Shashery story.
Tony's is good.
That was, I legitimately only used that spice for like 10 years of my life because that was the only one on the Razorback broadcast. And I solely bought it because I would listen to Paul Eels and Chuck and everyone talk about it. And it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. So
I've eaten a gallon of that in probably my lifetime, but I like the Tony's hot. But I got a pantry full of stuff, but every time I go to Townsend, I get 4 or 5. They've got a fajita spice that's really good. Use it. My wife likes a spaghetti, oregano and Italian blend of stuff that we use for spaghetti and pizzas. The kids like the cinnamon sugar that's already made up. So I mean,
just toss it on there.
I've got a rack full of spices. Some of them probably need to be thrown out. They hadn't been used in a while. So, but it's National Spice Day.
Yeah, it's National Herb and Spice.
Herb Spice.
Yeah,
you're probably more into the herbs, aren't you?
No, not since I signed that contract that says we can't do that anymore. You take away all the fun. All right, we got our SEC update coming up in just a
Cavender.
bit.
Someone Cavender's is made most people don't know it's made Harrison, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Cavender's is good on about anything too.
What are we talking about in the SEC update? Oh yeah, Coach Bucknam winning his umpteenth Coach of the Year title. Jordan Anthony also SEC Run of the Year. So
how many is umpteen?
I think it's 4. I don't want to short him. I'll look it up during the break.
All right. What's bigger than umpteen?
That was just a phrase my dad used back in the day. A lot of things I take
we've
away.
We've all heard it, but what
big
spice,
number.
what herb or spice would you use on ice cream? on a frozen custard at Andy's.
I'm a people will look at me weird, but I like cinnamon.
Cinnamon, there you go.
Cinnamon ice cream is the best ice cream I've ever had.
You put some cinnamon on
custard.
Hey, they don't need any spice at Andy's frozen custards. You can pick your favorite flavors and also your favorite candies and fruits to go in there as well. I like the Heath concrete. Go in there, they mix the Heath up in it. Butterfinger's good, Reese's, whatever you like. You can do the mix and match where you can pick 6 of your favorite flavors at Andy's. It's the perfect game time or summer treat with Andy's frozen custards. Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway, JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. And you can download the Andy's app, and they'll have it ready for you when you get there. Walk up or drive through, they're always ready to serve you at Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, and in North Little Rock.
I shorted him by like 20. So we'll tell you how many Coach Bucknam won on the other side as we keep it.
Umpteen. Times two.
Times 2. When we keep it rolling here, SEC updates next.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe?
Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
In the middle of January against Sasquatch State.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
79652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, First Star Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. First Star Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firststar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey everyone, Braden Webb here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. You may remember me from my days playing baseball for the Hogs. Now I'm hitting home runs for AAA Business Systems and enhancing the ways company do business in our area. If you want to partner with the best office technology provider in Northwest Arkansas, call me today at 479-442-4185. Let's win together and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Arkansas fuel injection.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right. I shorted Coach Bucknum a little bit, and I want to
more than an umpteen. Umpteen and a half? How many's he got?
Well, when I was jotting down our rundown this morning, I simply forgot to add how many titles. 34 SEC Coach of the Year awards for Coach Bucknum. Congratulations.
Someone asked Siri how many's in an umpteen.
Umpteenth.
Yeah.
Congratulations also to Jordan Anthony, who won the SEC Runner of the Year as well. Took home the 100-meter and 200-meter titles, the SEC championship, and has just been set. And I hate, I don't know, I'm happy for Jordan, but I'm at the same time, it's man, I wish he was playing football. And I guess that hasn't been official that he's not playing football, but I think I think you could just read between the lines based on the track success. But we always talk about having speed out there at wide receiver, and that's the position that I think is the most underwhelming, at least looking at it in the offseason. So hopefully he decides to play football this fall. We'll see. That is that's something I know I'm kind of curious about. I haven't seen anything official if he's playing. I don't think he's going to.
According to Google, umpteen does not represent a specific number, but rather an indefinite, very large number.
Okay.
It's used in informal language to express a great quantity, like 34.
Like 34.
Coach of the Year titles. Often when the exact number is unimportant or not worth mentioning.
Yeah. The number is worth mentioning. I just failed to jot it down on a rundown this morning.
Yeah.
I apologize, Coach Putnam.
Umpteen and a half. So.
Yeah, umpteen and a half. Dave Van Horn has been to umpteen College World Series, i.e. 8 here in Arkansas.
I think that's half a umpteen.
Is it half of them? Is it? Help me on this. Y'all might know off the top of your head. Is he at 1 or 2 in Nebraska?
2.
2? Okay, so he's been to 10 total. Arkansas overall has been to 12. LSU, meanwhile, it's been to 20 plus in the last 40 years, which is
they're the gold standard.
Mm-hmm. And I hate saying Texas is. I mean, Texas even outdoes that. They don't have as much recent success as the LSU Tigers, but when the SEC, think about the SEC. So we had, was it Rooney? Yeah, it was Mike Rooney of ESPN who joined us, D1 Baseball as well. And I didn't realize this until he told us. So the SEC, and I know technically Oklahoma was not a part of the league back in 2022, but they're an SEC team now. Since 2021, it's been an SEC All-College World Series final. 2019, it was Vanderbilt against Michigan. Vandy went on to win that College World Series. You've got to go all the way back nearly 10 years to when an SEC team hasn't been featured in the College World Series. That was Coastal Carolina and Virginia. And Coastal ended up taking it. The Chanticleers took it that year. So it's the SEC dominance, Tommy, might be coming to an end. You and I both agree the winner of this.
Let's see. We don't know yet. Is this 1 year? Is this a one-off? And listen, the SEC hasn't I mean, we're planning on winning the whole damn thing, right? So the SEC hasn't relinquished the title yet.
Yeah.
So let's pump the brakes.
I'm saying it might be coming in because I think you and I both agreed that Arkansas or LSU, the winner of this Saturday, is probably going to go on to win this whole thing.
What's more likely? The SEC getting shut out 2 or 3 years in a row in baseball, or the SEC having 6 of 8? What will happen first?
Probably 6 of 8.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I'd be saying the last 2 years
No,
of football.
but 2 weeks ago you didn't think you'd be saying the SEC would have 2 teams in the College World Series.
13. Yeah. 13 that made it. Arkansas LSU this Saturday night, 6 p.m. That was made official yesterday on ESPN. And, of course, right here on ESPN Arkansas. Hit thatline.com or hit the load.
What's more, an umpteen or a buttload?
I just like using buttload.
Dan says in Mount Ida, a buttload is an actual measurement. 126 American gallons or 108 imperial gallons equals 1 buttload. I haven't Googled that. Thank you, Dan in Mount Ida on the Lewis Automotive Hotline.
I got blamed by Dan in Mount Ida whenever something earlier in the earlier he texted in whenever something goes wrong. Blame Ty with Arkansas athletics. You might as well. I get blamed for everything else around here. All right, that's your SEC update here on a Tuesday.
APAC and Standard Materials Group has everything you need: rock, sand, gravel, and ready-mix concrete to bring to your job site, whether it's a large-scale commercial job or a small residential job. APAC is there for you. They also have the expert advice you need with APAC and Standard Materials Group to help you every step of the way, whether it's surveying, engineering, construction, drone capabilities, trucking, and logistics, in addition to top-quality aggregates. 479-587-3300 is their number. That's APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300.
All right, Robert's in Fort Smith. He's got some thoughts on baseball. Robert, good morning.
Hey, guys, I'm kind of like y'all. I feel like LSU and Arkansas, the winner of that's going to win or go to the world, go to the championship. Because right now, I feel like Saturday's game, it's a 2-2 divisional matchup. The winner of this Saturday's game 3, you probably will. But I also would like to rewrite history and play Oregon State. I would love that so much to beat them, just so we can get that monkey off our back and rewrite it.
Didn't we say yesterday we don't want to see Oregon State?
I don't want the pressure, because everybody's going to get asked about, have to relive that moment. And these guys on this team were like 13 when that happened.
Even Mac was
12.
on the team. And he's an old head.
Yeah. I just don't want him to have to go. I want to see, hash out stuff that these guys had nothing to do with.
Robert, here's my take on this LSU thing. And so I thought more about it, asked Tom about it. So I know people would rather see them on the other side of the bracket. I get that. But would you rather beat them Saturday and there still be a chance they lose to either Murray State or UCLA? Like, my thought is you're going to have to probably beat them twice, right? Well, maybe the setup would be better if you beat them this game 1, because I'm taking root against any pitcher.
Hello. Is that an actual question? The setup's better if you win in game 1?
I'm talking about if you would play them in the College World Series finals, because people want them on the other side. My argument is I think there's a better chance of them, obviously, them losing and getting knocked out, or just having.
You're going to have to beat them twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Period.
That's what we're saying. Like, I like the setup. I know you don't want to have to play them first game. I honestly think it might benefit.
Well, the goal what's really driving at the heart of your point is the goal is not just to get to the championship series. So even if LSU is on the other side and they make it, you're going to have to beat them twice to get out of your region or your bracket. I keep calling it a regional. It's the same setup. But to get out of your 4-team bracket, you're going to have to beat them twice, most likely. So, you got to the championship series and played, you're going to have to beat them twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, your point's valid in that regard. But if you're going to lose to them and it was going to cost you the whole thing, would you rather lose to them in game 1 and never really feel like you had at least a finger on the trophy, or get to the championship round? I mean, obviously you'd rather be the runner-up.
Yeah, there's truth to that, too. All right, back to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline where Jerry is. He's got some thoughts on this NCAA
Thank
settlement.
you, Jerry.
Nothing, Jerry? All right. Jerry did not want to give us anything here this morning.
Hear from Jerry again.
Jerry.
No.
All right.
Never mind.
We'll try this again.
Never mind.
Later on. If you want to call or text us, you can do so on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Mention the Razorbacks play this Saturday night at 6 o'clock. If they win that game, they'll play at 1 on 6 on Monday. They lose, they'll play at 1. Murray State and UCLA. After Murray State wins yesterday, they are on your side of the bracket. 2 Batesville kids. What's the I had this down. What's the Batesville kid's name that I brought up earlier? Cunningham? Is it Connor Cunningham?
He says with confidence.
Where is it? Yep, Connor Cunningham,
Yeah.
Murray State. So you got 2 Batesville guys and Gage Wood and Cunningham that will be in action here in Omaha, Nebraska this weekend.
All right, exclusive coverage from the 2025 College World Series in Omaha presented by Mock Legal Solutions. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. By First Star Bank, your hometown bank for all your first. It's First Star Bank. By USA Fireworks Wholesale. Interested in having your own fireworks stand? The #1 wholesale fireworks company is USA Fireworks. See them online at usafireworks.org. Visit Rudy's Country Store in Fayetteville. They got the best barbecue, 4084 MLK Boulevard in Fayetteville. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time. And by McClarty Daniel. It's never been easier to find your next ride. Experience it for yourself at McClartyDaniel.com. Live coverage from Omaha begins Friday with Ty Umpteen Richardson live from where are you going to be? The dugout? DJ's dugout?
Yep, it's right at the
DJ's dugout.
Team staying at the Marriott, which is like right across the street. So we'll have coverage there. Razorback Foundation usually does events there, so there'll be a lot of Arkansas fans. Apparently, John Daly is also.
Have you called ahead and I'm sure you've angled and navigated your way into a free meal or something. What are you freeloading there?
Well, Mrs. Sonny, who's the owner and operator, not just of that location, but the several locations, loves Arkansas fans, loves our station.
Loves our money. Let's just be honest. She loves our money.
Loves Phil Elson.
Yeah.
And,
well, it feels easy to love.
Yeah.
You not so much.
Can't say the same about myself. Yeah. So, yeah, we there might be
so
some.
You haven't answered. You've circled the question. You haven't answered the question. What have you negotiated in this deal for yourself?
I mean, there might be something just like there was. I mean, when you go on location, they take care of us. I'll leave it at that.
I heard mention this morning of food and drink being comped or put on some tab in one of your as you were negotiating a deal this morning.
What's this going to cost me?
I didn't advocate for that at all. She said that herself. I would have done it for free. I'm in radio. I do things for free. She pushed a tab, so Phil and I will take advantage of the tab. And
Colton,
you will
buying any of this?
And you will if you come Monday.
I'm
if they make you the
babysitting.
College World Series Finals.
Ty's taking money out of my pocket.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, that could have been money that went to Colton in the baby fund.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go with this at all. There's a reason I'm looking at my rundown trying to find something else to talk about.
All right. Well, while you're doing all that and freeloading all the free, what do they have there? What's their go-to?
They got everything. I like the wings. I always get wings when I go there. So it's a good time. We'll be up on the stage.
All right, Colton. We'll go to Gaston's and we'll get one of those big slabs of prime rib on a Saturday night or something like that.
I've never been, Tommy. Tell me about it.
I took Ty once. He caught 3 fish the whole week.
23. You shorted me.
We tried. I caught 103, but so it wasn't the guide and it wasn't the equipment. It was the guy holding the rod in his hand. But hey, if they can help, and Ty seriously caught 23 fish. So that tells you if Ty can do it, anybody can
do it.
I mean, if that doesn't give you hope for having a great trip, and trust me, you'll catch, not fish. You'll do catching, not fishing, when you go to Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Some friends of ours are going up very soon there, and they take care of every detail. They call, make sure they got the right cabin. I mean, when you call in, they go through a lengthy process. That's one reason they don't do online reservations. You can see a lot of it at Gastons.com, but I'm telling you, it's an experience unlike any other. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
I could get rolling on that, but I'm going to leave that one alone.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Mandy White perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Don't take less when you can have it all with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes. There's the $5 Classic box full of craveable faves. The $7 Supreme box for your swankier side. And the $9 Cantina Luxe box has a whole world of tasty indulgences, including the slow-roasted Cantina Chicken Burrito. Get Luxe for less with the $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
East Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, fireflies and thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball season in full swing, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, and even live in-game betting while the games are being played. We keep the dog days of summer rolling with the largest selection of odds on everything. With updated odds on the MLB, UFC, and boxing to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game in my life, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You got to go with somebody. At least I go with the winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I saw this picture. Jason Day, who's Australian, is wearing American flag shorts leading up to the U.S. Open this weekend. I don't know if that's a troll job or if he just likes the shorts, but
probably being paid to wear them.
What is the deal I've seen with like just the throngs of people, the entire grounds crew up there at Oakmont, just like push mowing the entirety of the course? What is up with that? Have y'all seen that?
I don't know that they're push mowing the entirety.
I'll show you the video. There's footage.
I would say
not the whole course.
Not the whole.
But
course.
I mean, there was
the greens. I mean, you hand mow the greens.
I hand mowed my yard yesterday.
But there was they had 35 people in a line. I'd never seen that before.
That's kind of cool. I like.
Look at it.
Have you seen the? I mean, this is going to be an unbelievable. I mean, I was watching some videos yesterday of them just dropping balls in the rough, and then they just disappear. I mean, just good. I know these are the best in the world.
Whereas
I think there's a good chance that the winners within. I would take 3 under right now for the 72 holes and sit in the clubhouse.
I know I have to say this a lot. Forgive my ignorance, but where's Oakmont at?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, so Northeast.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, speaking of the Northeast, Arkansas apparently is going to be playing Houston on December the 20th, according to the Houston Chronicle, which is going to be, I think, an entertaining game between Kelvin Sampson and John Calipari. It will be in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, not in Madison Square Garden like this match.
Not as historical, but let's get to see another venue if you go again. I wonder how many people will go again.
I'm getting based on what you said earlier. You're probably going to go. Does X&A still go to LaGuardia every day because of Walmart?
Just flew in there.
Okay.
From LaGuardia to X&A Saturday, coming back from the Northeast.
Reasonably priced, isn't it? When I've seen some for
what
it
you
is.
think reasonable is, but American and Delta both go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I went from Portland, Maine to LaGuardia. LaGuardia, 15 years ago. I mean, it was a heck hole to clean it up.
And
I mean,
now
you
it's
didn't want to go to LaGuardia, but now they've got a nice terminal when you fly into LaGuardia. Beautiful.
I'm ready to see X&A when they get the renovations done. I'm excited about that. To what it looks like after the fact.
Oh, it's a logistics nightmare right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
got you going all over the place.
Oh, all through construction zones. All right, we ready for our CJ's Butcher Boys trivia?
Yeah, let's
do it.
Let's get into it.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple of burgers?
Those are good burgers, brother.
Archer Burger. My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... Just got burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
So leading up to this weekend, when you play the LSU Tigers, we've obviously fielded many calls over the years on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. But when it comes to the LSU game, and the LSU call stands out amongst the rest.
Who gives a damn about LSU?
Who is that caller?
Oh, really?
If
you're a newer listener to the show, you may not know.
Because he hasn't called in a while. I'm trying to...
I'm sad because he doesn't.
Who gives a damn about LSU?
Who is that?
I'm trying to
Who is
keep
that?
playing this.
Identify about LSU.
Identify the caller,
Identify the caller on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963.
One of the best callers ever.
And I wanted to do this because hopefully, I don't know if he's going to call in and say it's me, but
I'm calling him out, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to stir the pot a little bit. We did have Tiger Bait call in. Did you hear that? Yeah, you were gone last week. Did you see that?
No.
Did you hear that? So he was in Arkansas working, and he called halftime, and then Ruskin and Zach. And I had not heard him on the airwaves since I think
he's been in jail.
Yeah, was he actually, or is that just
I
a
don't
joke?
know. It's great. I don't know. We're gonna run with it. People are saying Tiger Bait. No, Michael from Stuttgart. We haven't had him. We haven't heard from him in a while.
Okay, let's try Curtis in Springdale. He's going to give the old college shrine. Who's voice that?
Who gives a damn about LSU?
Curtis, who is that?
Tiger Bait?
No,
not Tiger Bait. 0 for 1. Now we got a bunch.
We're getting a bunch of texts, but none of them are correct.
I figured
we'll take a text answer.
Okay.
We'll take a text answer today.
Bill's first Tiger Bait call. Okay.
No.
Cole, just go right to him. Who's this? Who's this?
Tiger Bait!
Tiger, we called him out. That ain't you. Tiger Bait, who is that said, who gives a damn about LSU?
Who gives a damn about LSU? Why would I call in and say that? These people are idiots. They're delusional morons. I don't get it. Explain that.
Well,
why would I call in and say, I'll get with them? Crazy.
But who said it?
Bo Mattingly from jail.
No. Were you actually
No
in jail?
idea. Eddie from Clarksville.
No, it wasn't
Getting
Eddie.
closer.
Jimmy from Grapevine.
All right, we
Kane
got,
and
the
Sandy.
Rolodex.
no.
Kane and Sandy.
No. Tiger Bag, we got about 30 seconds here. What are your thoughts on this matchup on?
Oh my gosh! Well, we're throwing Anderson. You're throwing
Root.
who are you throwing?
It'll be Root.
Root.
No,
You'll know his name by the end of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, Root. Yeah. Why don't you say that? They're gonna jump in a lake, but they're gonna jump in a lake after a loss to cool off.
All right.
I don't. Yeah, but no. It's gonna be a hell of a matchup. Y'all know if Texas would have won, they'd have been in the bottom also. Texas would have.
Jeez, that would have been a stacked side of the
We've
bracket.
got 100 answers on the text line, and there's
There it is.
finally
Brian.
Brian in Cave Springs gets
Who
it.
gives a damn about LSU?
Gary!
Gary in Arkadelphia.
baby!
We need you. We need you to call. Halftime coming up next. Congratulations, Brian. You won the CJ's Trivia
Sarasota is
Tuesday.
Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just